One of my favorite moments in the history of American television illustrates very dramatically two of my favorite themes in life, which are identity and home. In 1977, when Alex Haley's book Roots was turned into an ABC television series, millions and millions of people didn't leave the house. It captivated everyone, and why not? It was a story of not only a man finding where he comes from and how he belongs, but it was a story of a nation, all of its dreadful human errors and all of its beauty. It was filled with great famous actors, and many actors we'd never heard of who became famous because of this series. But it was Roots 2, the follow-up, that really caught my attention. I'll tell you why. The great James Earl Jones played Alex Haley, and in Roots 2 we followed Mr. Haley, the writer, back to Africa as he tried to figure out what his story was. And he goes up the Congo and he comes to this little village, and he sits for days around a fire with the elder who tells stories in another language that of course he doesn't understand, and someone's translating. This goes on for days as they sit around, and suddenly in the middle of all this, the old man says something about Kunta Kinte, and he knows, Haley knows, that's his great grandfather or whatever. So, oh my God, this is his village, and everybody freaks out, and they're so happy, and they're screaming and yelling, and parties for days, and it's wonderful. And then the moment happens. Now Alex Haley is leaving. He's going back to New York, and he goes back to this little tributary of the river, and we see this little wood dock, and we see this long, low dugout sort of canoe that he's going to get in, and he's just about to take off when a man, a local black African man, comes screaming out of the bushes, yelling and screaming and hollering and touching Haley's, James Earl Jones, chest, and James Earl Jones, the actor, and Alex Haley, the person, are terrified, and we're terrified. What does this guy want? What is he doing? And so on. And then all of a sudden, click, and you can see James Earl Jones. He gets it, and Haley gets it. This guy is saying, I am your cousin, I am you, I am your brethren, we are connected. This is who we are. And James Earl Jones, being the magnificent actor that he is, he gave himself utterly to this moment and began sobbing. I get teary just thinking about this, and sobbing as he realizes. It's like the moment at the end of The Miracle Worker, where Helen Keller realizes that these movements in her hands that Annie Sullivan is showing her mean water. And no matter how many times you see that on stage or in film, you gasp. And this was one of those moments where a man knows who he is. What's the pickle? The pickle is that psychology and psychiatry and the sciences are wonderful, and they can teach us so much. But boys and girls, when you want to learn about the human soul, you go to poetry, to literature, to drama, to dance, to music, because it is the artists who have real purchase on the secrets of life.